There are four seasons in your life, four guaranteed seasons in your life. Just as creation has winter, it has spring, it has summer, and it has fall, so you have four seasons in your life. Guaranteed. Whichever season you choose to be in or is chosen for you is going to be your existence. It is your life. In the season of winter, it is very cold. And during that time, you are guaranteed to meet and have more colder, more harsher, and a time to seek out solitude and shelter from the storms of life. In that time, people can become very lost. They see the white outside. They aren't dressed properly for the weather. And then when they come in, they have to deal with being able to heat up their inside. And the same thing applies that when you go out into the world, there are going to be coldness you're going to meet. And when you come back in, and that's coming back into yourself, you have to make sure you stay warm. You don't bring the cold, you don't keep the door open, and you're able to raise the temperature of your life so that you're not affected by the cold that is outside. Once the season ends, there comes spring. And even though winter, some parts of it sneaks into spring, at some point spring is on and the flowers begin to bloom again. Where I'm going with all this is that whatever phase and whatever place that you are in your existence and whatever you be going through, and however you think, for some people they have a length, elongation to the winter in their life, and it stays that way for a long time. And hopefulness and speaking hopefulness into the life sometimes don't seem to work. Seasons are guaranteed to change. And the only way at times that you will have to change your season is that you may have to relocate within and relocate without, to go to another side of the world where their winter is of a different type of temperature. Do you see where I'm going with this? There was a man who once wrote, and he said that although trees are planted, human beings aren't. And you can pick up at any time and you can go. It is much more easier to get involved in semantics and get involved in all the esotericism as to what life can bring and what life can do. But it takes a certain amount of push for that winter to push you into a better place. Seasons aren't guaranteed. But I will say this from experience. I think so many things can change in our life if we decide that the season we're in is not where we want to be. And instead of sitting back, instead of enduring, instead of preparing for, which is wise, one ought to be wise in their life. You know, the Bible says that the prudent foresees evil and hides themselves, but the wicked, the simple, I should say, pass on and are punished. It is amazing when people are caught up in summer, for instance, summer months, and then fall comes. You know, even though they have that repeat in certain countries where they have harsh winters, when fall comes, they will complain about, oh, well, I didn't really want it to happen and everything else, and they stay put like victims, basically waiting for winter and to go through it. I'm sure there are things that happen to us in our lives that will keep the winter on and will keep the heat of the summer on, where we're either freezing cold or we're in the blazing heat, trying to find shelter in both, trying to be warm in one and cold in the other. But one way or another, I like spring and I like fall. And I like the blazing heat of summer when I know it's going to do a whole lot of good to my body. When it opens up the pores and I can sit down, I can enjoy the blazing, beautiful shine of the sun. I don't know if my video made much sense today. I think I want to go down the avenue of encouraging you. The place that where you are in the season that you're in, the Bible talks about as a time and a season for everything under the sun. And this is so true. But one, we all are going to grow from the things that come and go in our lives. We grow. We really become sort of careless and stagnated by the things that keeps us comfortable. Like who would like to be lazing and lazing in the sun and on a sunny afternoon listen to amazing music and just having a great old time, right? But not everyone enjoys summer and not everyone enjoys winter. And you are designed for a specific season in your life. And if people can have an elongation of winter, they can also have an elongation of spring leading to summer. And it really is dependent. And this is a shift. This is really where you it really does wonders to a person who takes blazing risks. I'm not talking about stupid ones, but a kind that every part of you knows that if I go and be somewhere else where the weather, where the season is more conducive to who I am sure to thrive instead of survive. So you all have a good day and do like and subscribe. Where I was going with all this is just those two things. In seasons, we have the choice to either survive or we have the choice to thrive. And we are not in any way, shape, or form victims of any season unless you've done the thing that you should never have done in your life. And it's never the end. Never be committed to anyone to the point that you have to endure a season that is never, ever going to take you out into another season. You all have a good day and shift, man. SHIFT is happens when you begin happening. Have a good day.